So come along with me today and I'm going to show you how to preserve a peck of peppers. And mine are all sweet peppers that I've picked and a few tomatoes, but I'm going to show you how I process them, bag them, freeze them, and how they last throughout the year. So feel free to join me. I'm excited to take you along. I appreciate your time, and here we go. The first thing that I do when I have a large harvest of peppers and tomatoes is that I wash them. So what I'm going to do first is just put all of these into some clean water, and I'm going to get them all cleaned up. And the reason is, even if there aren't bugs or spiders or what have you, there's always little pieces of things that you would get from the garden, little pieces of leaves and dirt that get on the different fruit and vegetables. So the first thing I do is just wash everything really good. I give it a good soak. Sometimes if they're real dirty, I'll add vinegar. These actually look pretty good, so I'm just going to give them a soak, and then I let them dry on paper towels, and then I'll show you what I do next. So the first thing that I do is that I take all of the peppers and tomatoes and I just lay them out on paper towels. I just let them kind of air dry, and then when I'm ready to process them, they're going to be ready. All I have to do is cut them into pieces and freeze them or keep some raw, however I want to do it. And I just kind of look for the leaves. I look for little pieces of stems and things like that. I just keep them out of the mix. Like here's a little stem here, a little leaf. And I'm just going to let these dry. So this will take about an hour, and then I'm going to show you the next step that I do when I start processing these vegetables. So this is how I process my peppers. I take a pepper and I cut it. I put all the excess inside of a pan where I'm going to compost it, and then I put them in little tiny pieces on a cookie sheet and I freeze them. So I'm going to get a pan ready, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So as you can see, I have a full cookie sheet of peppers. Now these are all sweet peppers, bell peppers, and a pepper called Jimmy Nardello. And I basically just cut them up into bite-sized pieces. I freeze them on these trays, and then I put them in Ziploc bags. These are the waste that I put in the compost, and these are still the peppers I have left. So I figure I'm gonna have probably another, tray and a half. And these I can put in my eggs in the morning. I can add them to soups and different types of stir fries. I even put them frozen on my pizzas. And as long as I freeze them individually, I'm able to put them in the bag so I can just take out a little handful at a time, and it works great. Saves a ton of money. So these are the peppers that are all frozen and ready to be put in the freezer. All I do is just label them, and I put the date. And then I take all the frozen peppers and I just put them in a freezer bag, and then they will be ready to put in the freezer. And I've actually got 3 trays of them. It's a lot. Probably this would be easier. And right now I currently have about, I think I've got 2 or 3 bags of these. So at this point, although my plants are still providing peppers for me, I really have enough to pretty much last me now through the winter. I don't really need to keep doing this. I'm pretty much just giving them away to friends and family. And these are the As I said, they're the Jimmy Nardello and the bell peppers, and these are the California Wonder bell peppers and the Jimmy Nardello. They're a delicious sweet pepper. They're very easy to grow when you have the Southern California heat. They just pretty much grow like weeds. And I think I have about 10 pepper plants between the two different varieties. This year I actually grew an ancho pepper as well. So that came out really good. But those are a little bit different processing. I actually have to cook those in the oven on broil until they blister and then take the peelings off. But I usually do that and then I freeze them into bags, and then I have them for chili, for, you know, different kinds of Mexican dishes. They're not a real hot pepper, but they're a very delicious pepper, and we really like them. I eat a lot of peppers, especially in the morning while I'm fixing eggs. I'll put some peppers and some, you know, onions in my eggs, and sometimes a little bit of cheese. And that's basically it. Those three trays gave me a full gallon size container of peppers. And all I do is put them, oops, didn't get it all the way sealed. But all I do is I put these out in the freezer outside with my other peppers. And like I said, I have peppers now that'll last me through the whole winter. And even if you're gonna add them to a soup or a stew or, you know, Mexican dishes, whatever it is you have, that's how I do it. And as you can see, I've got quite a few peppers in here. So these are all the different kinds of fruits and vegetables that I've preserved over this summer. I've got all kinds of peaches and apricots, nectarines. Here I've got a couple bags of peppers. I did some peaches, individual servings for my husband and I. They're already in like a light sugar syrup. I've got bell peppers that I've cleaned and frozen. I've got, this is the bag I just put in of the sweet peppers. This is how I told you I like to preserve my ancho chilies. I take all the skin off and I just put them into individual bags. I've got apricots down here that I've got frozen, passion fruit. I mean, you name it, I have it. Plus I've got some meat and some different things. And I have a whole nother freezer right next to this. I just have a lot of stuff that comes out of my garden. But every year, this is heading towards the 1st of, this will all be empty and we'll be starting all over again. Well, I hope you enjoyed that process of putting the peppers, processing them, cutting them, picking them, cutting them, freezing them, and then bagging them for the year. It's another way that I save money. I try to eat out of my garden as much as I can through the year, and I appreciate you coming along with me. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.